Dory!
Where did you go?
You were the one to go!
My parents! I remembered them!
What? What did you remember?
I remembered them! My mom, my dad! I have a family!
This is Peter Rosenthal, head film critic for The Onion. Today, I'll be looking at Finding Dory, Disney Pixar's long-awaited sequel to their 2003 hit Finding Nemo, and a powerful indictment of how our society's failure to adequately care for the mentally disabled places an unbearable burden on the family and friends of those afflicted. Finding Dory focuses on the titular fish, who, as in the original film, suffers from a debilitating case of anterograde amnesia, a relatively rare neurological disorder, but one that produces significant challenges. Challenges that will be sadly familiar to anyone who has ever found themselves forced to look after a loved one whose declining mental function has left them easily confused and unable to perform simple tasks on their own, such as feeding themselves or navigating to and from the bathroom. In the film, the burden of caring for Dory falls on her close friends Marlin and Nemo. The pair do their best, but they, like thousands of overtaxed men and women nationwide, simply aren't qualified to provide the kind of round-the-clock attention that someone with severe neurological damage requires. They must drop everything in their lives to watch over Dory and keep her from causing harm to herself or others, a situation that can lead even the most patient individual, human or aquatic, to become frustrated and angry. Finding Dory is careful to make it clear that the disabled are still very much valued members of our society. These are our family members, our friends, people we care deeply about. Dory has much to offer the world, but at the same time, she has greater needs than the average fish, just as my Nana did after her stroke, when she too often became confused by her surroundings and even had trouble recognizing her own grandson, Petey. In fact, watching this sequel, I was reminded of how many times the need to care for Nana left me feeling like Nemo, crippled by my own little fin, a metaphorical representation of my limited preparedness for dealing with such a heavy responsibility. I can still remember the day we realized it wasn't safe for Nana to live on her own anymore. We were at Sears together when we noticed she had wandered off. She wasn't lost anywhere as vast as the Great Barrier Reef as Dory was, but I still found myself caught in a panicked search that took me all the way from housewares to the children's footwear section. It was the most terrifying 12 minutes of my life. Thankfully, a store security guard, acting much like the Surfer Turtles, found Nana and brought her back to us. But sadly, for most Americans, there are no Surfer Turtles they can turn to for help easing the burden of caring for the mentally impaired. Perhaps Finding Dory will inspire us as a nation to finally take seriously the needs of our most vulnerable citizens. But until that day comes, I can only hope the filmmakers will continue to bring us Dory sequels to remind us how far we as a society have yet to go. For The Onion's Film Standard, I'm Peter Rosenthal.